our backyard, which we spent a lot of time working on this spring and fall. It's not real big, but we're happy. Just the right size.
The light's going out. The light is going out.
My mom had no plan for her things or the things in the house upon her death. So my dad, in '02, decides he's over it and he's thinking he's trying to do right by his kids by packing everything into a moving van and sending it all down from Northern California and putting it into a storage unit down there for me to just have. It was supposed to be for all three of us siblings. I mean, this was all pushed on us really, really quickly. Inherited a 3-bedroom, large garage, 2 living room amount of family stuff. No plan, no communication, executive decision from my dad. Also doing what he wanted to do, and very typical of my father, no consideration of other people's feelings. My mom had been gone for not very long at that point. I think it was maybe 6 or 7 years. Dealing with her clothing, her, personal belongings, her collectibles, her Christmas ornaments, all of it was just so incredibly overwhelming. My dad decides to take the opportunity of my sister moving in and comes down here and takes everything out of that storage unit and crams it into our apartment. There is an obligation, I feel, a little bit towards my mom about making sure that the things that she owned, specific things like heirlooms or clothing or dolls or certain things that she loved so much, they went to certain family members. My grief was very stunted. I think my mom expressed love through things, and being gay, my mom expressed pure love with me when we were talking about our collectibles, but we would never do that in front of my father. So all of this stuff was cloaked in this sexuality piece for me, because I was seen and I was 100% genuine and honest in those moments with her. So then that puts on extra weight with the things. And she died before I came out of the closet. So I never had that opportunity to tell her. And I often wonder too, what would my space look like if I was not shoved all of this stuff that belonged to the family home? There's a very missed opportunity in seeking my own identity through what has been imposed on me by my father. When I was accepted at UC Berkeley as a transfer student, I felt that I worked hard for that. And when I went up there, I took some stuff with, but I didn't take a lot. Everything was in storage. But coming back during quarantine, because we didn't know what was happening, I came back to live with my sister in 2020. And all of this stuff just reignited again. The gentle art of Swedish death cleaning, it talks about how this happens to children when parents don't have a plan in place. I was 21 years old when I lost my mom. My younger sister was 13. So we had to become adults really quick. We had to deal with a lot. What I realized is that if I don't do anything with it and I just keep pushing it off and ignoring it, it's going to be someone's problem. And I don't want to leave that for them. I do have to do the work of letting things go. And one of the things I donated was just a bunch of yarn that belonged to my mom, which symbolized a lot of unfinished projects, potential projects, her potential. And it elicited memories of going to Fabricland with her and her picking out the yarn or patterns to do her little projects. And it was really, it struck me harder than I would have thought to lose something like that. Because it's just yarn, and it could actually, be beneficial to someone else in their projects. So that was a hard one to do, but I did it. Doing all of the purging and cleanup and organization and all of those things was just always hard to get to, because either I was working full time or I was in college. But I'm out of college, quarantine's over. I don't want to be weighed down by having all these things now. Keeping me from being creative, it's keeping me from projects that mean more to me. I want to write, I want to direct, and if I'm every weekend cleaning stuff, I just don't have time to put energy into anything else, and that's just not the way I want to live my life anymore.